to a piece of shit. Man, I thought you would've learned a lesson about like the bitches not returning texts. I guess it's fine, man, I get the message. You still stutter after certain questions. You keep in contact with certain exes. Do you though? Trust me, nigga, it's cool though. Said that you was working, but you're out here chasing culo and putas, chilling poolside, living two lives. I could've did what you did to me to you a few times, but if I did decide to slide, find a nigga, fuck him, suck his dick, you would've been pissed. But that's not my MO. I'm not that type of bitch. The karma for you is gonna be who you end up with. Don't make me sick, nigga. I adore. I gave you everything was mine is yours. I want you to live your life, of course, but I hope you get what you're dying for.
Come on in.
Care for me.
Hey, we got Bam back in the gym. Let's clean all this off. What y'all think? Fresh face. So you starting a new job Monday. Y'all starting right. You gotta assimilate.
By the third week, I'm all bearded out. They're like, man, who
gonna have his dreads in his beard?
who had this Negro?
Woo, come on in. We talking some relationship stuff. I see that relationships are a hot topic, but I don't see them bearing such a great importance in our everyday lives. Let's talk about it. Come on in.
We'll give y'all a few minutes to come on in.
Be careful with us. Be careful with us.
Of course, we're sharing it all over Facebook and YouTube.
Look at Hot Button Lily.
What you want? What you do?
You the producer. She trying to talk.
Tell her we're gonna have people call her in. Man, let's just want to sit. You know what I'm saying?
I gave you everything was mine is yours.
She texted me. I was going to text her. I love you, Lily. Call back in 20 minutes. You trying to get everything?
Trying to get a few things set up.
Set up with some perspective on it. Get people ready for this conversation because I don't think that we're ready for this conversation. I don't think we're really ready for this conversation.
We're going to have people calling in this show. This is the first show we're streaming on both Facebook and YouTube.
So we got Bab back. He's joined the team. He's going to help us with production and help us when we won't just be so distracted.
All these labels.
Like that. Huh? What? Who?
And we talking about labels today? He said, I'm going to help you with production. Label requires responsibility.
Lens and labels. So we won't put no label on it. We just going to say, what we going to say?
See, when you put labels on stuff, you create expectations. And I don't want to put this expectation and burden on me. Mm-hmm. So we just got a good thing going. A good thing going.
All right. So the den got somewhat of a, some help. I don't know, niggas. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. All right.
We got 2 cameras working today.
Yeah. So, we're trying some new shit. We on some highfalutin shit.
So we looking a little cross-eyed. You understand why? If I can't look at you in your eyes while I speak.
I be starstruck. I be in the camera, y'all. I don't give a damn who else is here and what they talking about. I just want to talk to my people. You hear me? And that's the female energy of it all.
And I'm hoping I can bring some decent male energy to the show. This is another episode. I think we're episode 9.
Episode 9.
Man, we about to kill them. What y'all gonna do?
So 1/3 of the shows have had men in them. We batting 1,000, y'all. I think we doing pretty good. That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Well, you know, I was like a woman with a low body count, so, or maybe low number. What's the title of today's episode? What are we talking about today?
We talking about black love.
Okay.
We talking about black love. We trying to adjust to the political and the financial situation that we find ourselves in. How do we conduct black love in this fucked up situation where we in? None of us want to admit that we broke. That's some mental shit. A motherfucker will dodge you till next November. Just so not to tell you that they was broke. And I think it affects our relationships. I think that sexual frustration seeps into when we meet people. Let's set up some questions so y'all can know where to go from. You want to set something up? Or you?
Yeah, I can set up a few questions. Make sure y'all share this, like it, subscribe, help us get to 1 million subscribers.
1 million.
By the end of the summer. That should be easy. What'd you think? As always, Rashida done set up the questions for y'all like a T-ball match. And we're talking about adjusting to the financial and political realities of today. One question we have, and we're going to think about this as you call in. We're going to call out the number later. Think about all these questions. Is sexual frustration robbing us of honest meetings? Damn. Is the heat in our loins causing us to make decisions? Ain't no millennial write this. Is the heat in our loins
the heat in your loins
causing us to make decisions?
Causing you to make decisions
based on who agrees to wet our whistle at the moment, or does it best regardless of their qualifications?
Who does it best? I think that is the qualification.
It's a low fence to hop over there. Number 2, do we have standards on who we meet and how we meet them? Are there any guidelines? Are there any standards? Are we accepting? So can I holler at you at the funeral and the supermarket?
They say holler at the nigga in front of your nose. That's what they told me. Lower your standards and holler at the nigga in front of your nose.
Can I holler at you at the church too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can my homeboy's cousin holler at my ex?
Yes.
Okay. In this lackluster financial climate, do we have a plan B to our expensive, out-of-budget dating practices? I see y'all out there at Benihana's, knowing it ain't lunchtime, knowing ain't no $10 meals on Benihana's menu.
Man, I went to Cheddar's the other night and got offered dinner and drinks by everybody in there. So you know.
Some of the
lack of men asking women out on a date is a damn shame. So you rather not go on a date and then go throw some money at random chicks at the Cheddar's.
Probably one of them step up and holler at you. Just hey, get her a drink, some rosé. I don't drink wine.
Go ahead. Did you have some more questions?
Number 4,
ready to talk.
Something I really like, is courting even a thing anymore? You know, an old person wrote this. What is courting? I don't even know what courting is. What is that? Is that
what
a thing?
Is old? Nigga, what is old? I mean,
Is courting what is courting?
Courting is what y'all supposed to do when y'all meet a nice young lady. You supposed to check her out first.
Okay.
See what type of chick she is, and if you like her flow, then you do what it takes to get her. I don't know. We ain't gotta do that with Shaniqua Neal. Excuse me to anybody named Shaniqua that just came off the top of my head.
I fuck with Shaniqua.
I do too. I got kinfolk named Shaniqua.
I'm sure.
But you know, courting means you do nice things and you know, you be special towards that special lady in the way that you are over time, so that she knows that you're consistent, she knows that you're interested, and you know, you get to find out how she is before you get too deeply involved.
So there's a whole phase before dating, is what it sounds like you're describing.
It is dating. We don't do that anymore.
Okay. We're going to dive into it, surely. I don't know what she's talking about. Okay. Number 5, what importance does marriage hold on our priority list? If our existence is bare bones and necessities only, are we more likely to settle for instant gratification while leaving marriage to communities who can afford the investments? So this sounds like any type of serious courtship of building and legal commitment and spiritual commitment is a positive investment to the community, is what it sounds like, especially in the political financial realities we're in today.
I mean, you can just see the destruction that is in our neighborhoods without it, without the strength of family.
God, gun, and family. Is marriage an act of love or strictly business?
What your father do? What do your grandfather do? That's what we should be asking when we date somebody.
What your granddaddy got to do with this?
We need to see how much money he had to perpetuate throughout the family line.
Okay. We definitely going to dive into that. I think we got one more.
Hey, whoever that is on the line, say hey now so we'll know who you are. Thank you so much for joining us. This is The Den. We're talking about Black love, Black relationships. We got a man on here, y'all. He kind of made a commitment to help us with production on here, and he's on here talking about Black love. And he don't understand courting, and we don't know what we're doing with marriage in the hood, but we're going to talk about it because I know it's hard because politically we don't vote, but voting can be corrupt, you know, when you know everybody voted and rallied together to get this person in, and it doesn't work. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got mental health issues. We have over incarceration, and it's messing with our relationships. If we attempt to live by the standards that regular working Americans live by, that have a median income of $50,000, where here in Dallas we have a median income of $34,000. Live by. So if we try to do that, then it's going to be harder on us. Hey, we got 2 people, Amy. And one of the homies done joined. We got 2 viewers. Come on in. We talking about Black love. It's kind of hard getting into this because there's so many angles to come from. We're in turmoil politically and financially. It's fucking with our head. It's fucking with our relationships. What you think about that, babe?
Yeah, to your point, you know, remember, hey, Amy, we have a phone number. So if you want to dial in, just press the thumbs up. We can get you in on this conversation. Make sure you like it and make sure you share it. But to your point, you know, we dealing with some serious political and financial realities, and we kind of are in a system that says we have to be one way that is apparently not working for a lot of our relationships. And a lot of us want them to recognize that we are in a system. And, you know, that's what we did the episode about last week. Rent is high. Rent is high. A lot of people can't afford it. And it's something that we need to talk about. The cost of rent affects how you date somebody. How I'm going to pay for you to go to Cheddar's and give you those 3 croissants and rent's due tomorrow. You know, now the first question, you're talking about sexual frustration. Oh, man. Do you want to start with sexual frustration?
Indeed, it's one of our biggest problems.
I want to speak on.
We broke, we sexually frustrated, we mass incarcerated, we got mental health issues because of all that shit. We need a hug. We need a friend, companionship.
You know, I want to speak on behalf of the man here. You know, we're so filled with testosterone and God done made us this way. I'm framing it. Getting the frame from getting the frame. And you know, with social media and us being hypersensitive and really hyper reactive too, as a result, I think it's harming a lot of honest meetings and honest intentions. You know, we can't even really communicate clearly as clear as we should. And even when we do communicate clearly, it's not always honestly. So we're dealing with clear communication. We're dealing with honest communication. And when you start off with that premise, any type of meeting is not going to be on a positive, honest, trustworthy footing. It's already off. We're already off balance. So on behalf of the man, yes, I will say, and Lysandra been sharing a lot of our stuff lately. We really appreciate this, Lysandra.
Hey, really baby, yes! That's my family right there. That's Sam.
She put the thumbs up, so that means she's going to call in later. Rashida's going to type in a number. But yeah, definitely sexual frustration is causing a lot of dishonest meetings. Have you ever had an experience where somebody was something on the exterior and then very quickly you're like, oh, you really just trying to poke me? You could have told me you wanted to poke me up front. I might let you poke me.
Right. I have. I've had many situations like that. And I find that me being an up in your face, real sister, they refuse to tell me the truth. Nobody tells me the truth. So I might not look in the camera, y'all. I don't know how to do all of that. I'm learning. I'm new. Yeah, they don't tell me the truth. It takes great. I have to, I went to the private investigator school. I learned. I mean, I have to
do most
to get the truth. And it has made me very nonchalant so that guys who are interested, they think I don't like them.
Why? Where's the breakdown in the communication? Are they not showing interest? And then you're not showing interest. Why would somebody think that you don't like them?
Maybe because the lines or the things, I won't call it a line, they might be genuine, but the things that they say to me that they may have said to someone else doesn't work the same on me. Like if you come with, oh, beautiful queen, which a lot of people do, and I think I'm beautiful and I think I'm a queen, but I'm not impressed by that. Compliments are great. I'm a girl, I love compliments, but I need to talk about deep. Tell me about a book you read. Tell me about an article you read. Tell me about a podcast or something like that,
Podcast? I got some NBA YoungBoy YouTube playlists. I got some Kevin Gates YouTube playlists we can set up and watch.
Well, I mean,
you ain't down for that? Not the first time, anyway.
I mean, what do you bring to the table conversationally? We might be into different things, but does that mean we don't have anything to discuss or talk about or relate with in the meantime, in between us unwinding in our own special ways? The breakdown is when we don't try, I think, or we linger with somebody because it feeds our ego, and then we abruptly let it go after someone else has invested themselves into it. And you lure them into that trap.
Gotcha.
Catfish them on the relationship. I don't know, this is a weird topic because it's hard to be an expert on a relationship.
It is.
If you're in one, you better be holding on for dear life or whatnot. And if you ain't in one, you better.
I mean, isn't that
learn how to enjoy times by yourself?
Isn't that all part of like these labels? You're trying to label me as a producer. I don't know what she's thinking. We don't even want labels.
We don't produce our shit.
And that kind of brings us to the next question. I mean, do we have standards on who we meet and how we meet them?
Well, you just asked, could we meet at church, or could we meet at the barbecue, or could we meet at the funeral? If you met a young lady in a club, do you take her seriously?
So, yes and no.
What does that mean?
That's a man's favorite answer. Yes and no, baby. Listen, like for the most part, no. For the most part, no. At least initially, because the framework of how we met was very sexually charged, and that's how I know you. I mean, when I think of you, that's what I think. I'm thinking of you twerking on me, okay? And even though you can be twerking on me all well, that doesn't mean I'm not going to take it seriously afterward. Because after all, it's the club. I'm no better than you. I'm at the club. That's always funny to me. People always be like they better than the club, but you at the club getting twerked on. What are you talking about? So for the most part, it's very hard to kind of disconnect that association. Twerking at the club from when I met you versus at like a bookstore or do people still go to bookstores? I go to bookstores. Amazon ate everybody up. As opposed to like a bookstore, if I meet you, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? You think if you meet someone at the club, I mean, whether you meet them at the bar, whether you meet them on the dance floor, or whether you meet them, with your girls and he pulls you out. I mean, all that stuff kind of makes a difference.
If you meet her at the club and then you wake up at the Potter's house, and you go to the Potter's house and see her again, do you think differently of her? Since both of y'all have the same interests and the same.
If we meet at the club and we both wake up at the Potter's house, I'm probably gonna marry her. I mean, we doing the same thing. We're going to the club. We're going to the Potter's house afterwards.
Ladies.
Come on now. I ain't no better than you.
Wow.
That's the thing. We can't operate in this patriarchal structure where you gotta have on like granny panties all day, and if you don't, I can't marry you. Like, no, that's BS. So I don't mind meeting at the club and waking up at the Potter's house.
I'm from Montclair. What's a patriarch?
What's a patriarch?
What's that?
It's something that you see at the Cliff Club. That's what a patriarchy is. Amy, I'm gonna read Amy's question. Amy said, "What about if you meet someone when you run out of gas on the side of the road and they help you?" Oh, you owe me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you answer. What you think?
Your life, girl.
You owe me. Now I'm gonna let you answer, Rashida. Give us a woman's point of view. Women's. If I meet you on the side of the road and I change a little tire.
I really hate her for this question because she's being
is the word petty?
She's being petty.
Okay.
But if you meet him on the side of the road, he could very well be your husband, girl. I can't with you. You caught me off guard with that question, but it could be your husband, or he may feel that he's your savior. It all depends. Would you feel that? Would you date a woman that you met on the side of the road?
Oh, certainly. I mean, we already are in like this damsel in distress meeting. So that's the perfect situation to meet you in. And that's the framework the relationship is probably going to be on. So, but I'm kidding. It really doesn't matter where I meet you. It don't matter if I meet you at church, when I used to go to church. It don't matter if I meet you at the club. To me, it's all about conversation. If we can have a good conversation on the dance floor, then I don't mind you twerking. As a matter of fact, that's what we prefer. The twerkers and the conversations. So shout out to the twerk scholars.
Just like candy. walk.
You like, what you doing later, girl?
Even when you talk.
I'm about to read the Souls of Black Folk.
Me.
I just got done reading 48 Laws of Power. See, Gino said he could be your husband. If you meet him in the club, it might just take a hell of a lot longer. Yeah, because thank you. Initially, when we talked and you texted me, I'm gonna make that initial connection. Club, twerking, hard on. That's just what it's gonna be. So it's gonna be hard to get past that stage.
So since y'all are visual people, that's good, right?
It's what good?
The sexual. Y'all talked about the 48 Laws of Power on the dance floor, and she got a big old booty.
That is what we want. Yes, all those combinations.
Quality.
Yeah. Mm. Now, in defense,
come on, men. This is the man. We want to know what y'all got going on.
In defense, though, because she's trying to set me up here. She's trying to set me up. Even if we have all those, even if we see all those qualities, that doesn't automatically, and we're gonna transition into marriage later. That don't automatically mean that we want to marry you just because you exhibit all those qualities. You know, you can be exhibiting all the qualities that we want, but if it's not the time, or we're not ready, or you scare us.
How do women scare y'all? Because apparently, texting back scares y'all.
What you doing? Sade commented, me personally, I won't take anybody seriously I've met at the club. I'm already looking at them like they only want sex and nothing more. I don't mind the first date at the bookstore or going to Barnes and Nobles to buy books. Oh. See, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because make sure y'all like it. We're talking about political and financial realities, dating under the current structure, either current events or the overall structure. You know, I'm Gino's funny. I'm glad you said that, Sade, because you won't see me at Barnes and Nobles buying anything because the books are expensive. So I won't even be there. It'll be the half price bookstore you see me at. So that's my answer to that.
Hard financial times right now. We don't have time to be uppity with our bookstores. And that's what we're talking about. We're trying to date. And it's hard because I can't think straight because the rent is due. And, old Mr. Larry will help me pay it, but damn, I don't want to really kick it with him.
Mr. Larry gonna do a whole.
I like. He got bills and he dressed nice, but shit, he in the wind somewhere.
Hey, trust me, Mr. Larry gonna want a whole lot more than some kicking.
They got this Viagra now, honey.
He gonna be.
And you say have an expiration date. Back in the day, now y'all young girls catching hell.
You got a whole infinity symbol on the medicine bottle, like come on, don't never expire.
So infinity and beyond.
That's what we're talking about.
Old Larry told you.
We're gonna leave old Larry alone. Larry, if you watching this, call her. She miss you, apparently.
That man gave me the best line. I use it to this day. He said, "You can't blow my mind. My mind been blown." And that taught me about self-control. I done been through that before. You can't take me through it like I went through it the first time. What you think about that statement?
You can't blow my mind. My mind been blown. It kind of went over my head, you know.
You gonna remember that.
And the summer heat and the wine does not help. But I think I mean that can mean a lot of things. Does it mean that you can't really escape him because he already did all the things that he needed to do?
Mr. Larry say, "Young girl, you can't blow my mind because my mind done already been blown." So basically, what he's saying is, you can't thrill me. You can't, you can't have me in no trance, so to speak.
You already been there.
I done been there. I know my way out.
And That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who is Larry?
I don't know. That wasn't his name. They told me that, but I thought that was a great opportunity to give y'all some game. What you think?
I think I'm kind of. I don't want to become Mr. Larry. Okay, so we're gonna try to avoid the whole R. Kelly 50-year-old talking to the 19-year-old situation. But I'm glad that you're coming out and letting us know, getting things off your chest. We all need to get things off of our chest and about our experiences when we were young. That's what I'm talking about, Gino.
Put me out there like this him.
Gino says self-control can be so overrated. Sometimes just let go and chill, girl. Just chill. See, I'm about to help you out, Gino. This next question.
Okay.
In this lackluster financial climate, do we have a plan B to our expensive, out-of-budget Barnes & Noble's book shopping, dating practices?
Give me your best cheap date. If you just met Shafrika, she looking good and you want to take her out, but you want to save money, what's your best date?
Well, like Gino said, man, we can just chill. Just come over and chill.
Wow. Chill over your house. Did you see how that girl got raped on for color girls? I be damn, he raped her for hours. I ain't coming over your house.
Okay. My favorite date, and it's actually the cheapest date, but it is my favorite date too. I love, man, Amy. Where you at? Amy, it's going to.
I mean, don't get that man no damn answers. I asked him.
No,
He's talking about over his house.
That was.
Let me find that.
The park. I love going to the park, especially if the park has a lake.
What you bring with you when you come to the park?
Some condoms, some other stuff too. But
I won't ask. Never mind. We grown, ain't we? We grown. I can say what I want to say.
It's not 2 p.m. no more. It's almost 5. We about to turn it up in here. It's gonna be a longer than normal episode, y'all.
I'm not gonna ask him what he bring to eat, but
But I was going. Ooh, okay. Now, but to answer the question, a park. I love going to the park for a conversation. I love to see where the woman's head is, and it is also a cheap option. You know, our first date should not be movies or even a dinner. You know, where we're eating and talking and being nervous and kind of being fake around each other. I like going to the park, walking around, seeing where your head is at, and that's the cheapest date. Now, as far as something to eat, I usually don't bring anything to eat. I'm not really a picnic person, but I am, let's go get a snow cone from Brahms, and then let's walk around the park and look at the ducks or walk around the lake. You know, that's my thing. I love to see where their head is at.
Aww.
You want to read Sade's question?
Sure.
Or little jokes? And then you can tell us what's your ideal date. And y'all tell us what's your ideal date? Your ideal cheap date. You want me to read it?
Yeah, I answer it. You read. I can't see y'all.
Okay, it says Sade is directing her question to Gino. See, the man's is getting attacked.
Go get attacked.
To what Gino Will said about commitment, you can't make a man ready or do what you want him to do if he isn't ready. Also, I believe a man knows if he wants to marry a woman, even if he isn't ready at the time. And then she makes a joke that I need to take the plan B. Gino says a little picnic is a good idea in New York. Get a good pizza and a bottle of red and a box of Magnums.
I like Gino. A box of what?
Magnums. And he ain't talking about ice cream. Just in case. And call it a night because picnic might not cut it. Or just go to a little low-key romantic restaurant. Okay, I like that last part, Gino. Gino going hard in the comment section. Amy says she wants a blanket I can sit down on. It's hot out here.
So she tooted up on the blanket after y'all eat a little pizza and drank a little wine. Will you respect her in the morning? Since y'all bringing Magnums to the damn picnic.
Why don't you tell us about some alternatives? Because you're the one who wants to be courted and dated. We just want to chill. So give us a woman's perspective on some date options whereby we don't have to spend $12 a ticket or $8 a plate, 2 for $20 with tax. Come on, that's ridiculous. What's up, Crystal from Houston? We're trying to get a woman's perspective on some good dating options.
Hey,
my idea is getting some ice cream and walking around the park. Why don't you give us a woman's perspective? What you think about going out?
Want some ice cream and walk around the park. No, I'm just playing. That is so sweet, by the way.
Thank you.
A walk is nice. I like a guy to be creative. So if we do go to the park, like Gino said, a slice of pizza and some wine. See, you gotta coat my stomach. You can't just offer me drinks and then you can't feed me. Or you can say we're going on a picnic. And I know that's so cliche. Let's go on a picnic. There are lots of things you can do for cheap. You can talk your ass on the phone. Why we can't court each other? I don't want to be too virtual. You know what I mean? We're in the age of technology. I don't want to be too virtual, but there's something to be said if we can hold a conversation between each other. We can find out a guy that you can talk with for hours. It's free. We don't really do that because I'm not sure we want to get married. I'm not sure we want to court. I think that we're in an instant gratification, confused type era where we know what a family looks like, but it's like a legend, a myth, or a fairy tale. I mean, you know.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm over here coordinating a few things. I mean, if you don't see a reflection of this good arrangement that you're describing, then can you really truly aspire for it?
I just think that regardless of what the end goal is, we need to learn how to interact better, period. The quality of our interactions needs to improve so that if there is to be strong families, we can, get it together sooner than later. What was the next?
The next question, guys, we got a call-in number. We're going to be asking people to call in. The next question is courting even a thing? Courting. So earlier she was explaining the process of meeting someone, and I didn't really quite understand what she was talking about. She said something about meeting somebody and then getting to know them. Something like getting to know them. Is that how you say it?
How do you
getting to know them and then dating them?
In most of your dating situations, how did you meet your lady or whatever? You have a lady now. How did you meet her?
Yes, I do. It's kind of hot here, shit.
It is. Ain't nobody told you to put your nice good dress shirt on. You should have worn a white beater. It's something about black love.
I should have put on
a jersey with no undershirt.
I should put on a whole tank top. We had a whole hood stripping in. No, I think I don't think courting is a thing because of what we talked about earlier. We don't really like labels. We really don't have standards. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of meet someone and then we kind of get to know them in a weird way. Really through not
rushed because we try to cool these hot loins.
We try to cool the hot loins. We try to wet whistles.
Wet our whistle.
And so there's not really clear communication. There's not a lot of honest communication. And from that you have people just hanging out with each other. And it really doesn't get to the point that usually the woman thinks it should get to. I think when you meet someone, you should get to know them, get to know their family, and then decide if this is the person you want to be with. Whether you're in a monogamous relationship or an open relationship, because there's different kind of relationships nowadays. So is courting even a thing? No, I say courting is not a thing. I saw a shirt that says it says something like, she asked me, what is this? And I said, it's a situationship. situationship, right? Like that needs to be a whole category on Facebook because you got a lot of things where you're not my girlfriend, you're not my bae. I'm not. We kind of talking. We cool. We alright, you know. But you can come over, you know. But I think at the end of the day, it should just be honesty. Whatever the relationship is going to be, it should just be an honest relationship. So that's what I think about courting. Courting is not a thing no more.
Are you honest in your relationships?
No. None of us are honest in our relationships. Nobody's honest. Nobody's honest in a relationship.
Woo! Okay. We love a man that tells the truth.
Hey, I mean, we're not even honest with the people around us. Forget our girlfriends and boyfriends. We're not even honest with ourselves. You know? Or is that a cop-out? Is that a cop-out, guys? She's looking like whatever, nigga. Come on.
I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck is a relationship. Have I ever had one? You know? Many people will break your trust in your lifetime. Your father, your mother, your brother, your cousin, your uncle. Those are our relationships that we have learned how to recycle. Is that the word I'm looking for? Regenerate, repower over struggles and stuff like that. I don't want to say why is it so easy for us to walk away from relationships, because I'm an advocate of walking away from relationships. If it's not what you want, just be honest. That's what I say. But I'm confused on if we even really know what a relationship is.
I mean, let's say we're talking about a traditional relationship, right? Let's break it down simple. Let's say I meet you at a bookstore. I open the door for you. I look at you, because I'm going to look at you when you walk by. And I holler at you, and we exchange phone numbers, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm supposed to do is be a leader and lead in a relationship and say, hey, I want to go to the picnic with you. I got some Moscato, some sandwiches, some tuna fish sandwiches. Girl, I heard you don't eat meat. She's like, you've been paying attention to me. I said, no, I just been looking on your Instagram. And I noticed you don't eat meat. So we're going to put this vegan love together. We date. I court you for a month, 2 months. Get to know you, get to see your family, decide if I want to be monogamous and committed to you. And once I make that decision, I introduce the idea of you being my girlfriend and what that looks like and expectations for both of us. Because now we know each other. We done made each other family. We done been through the courting process. And then at that moment, we have a relationship.
That's what a relationship is. Now, it's built on values and time spent and an understanding of the other person and a commitment to, hey, I've known you for a certain amount of time. I've invested this much into knowing you. I like what I've seen. I like what I know. Let's start a journey together. That's a commitment. So that's a good portrait of what a relationship is. I like that.
I try to create a little picture for the mans out here that's tuning in and not making it hard for me.
We're in a culture where it's very popular to secure the wife, secure the bag, and tell her ass sit down somewhere and go and do what you do out in these streets. How do we combat that? Do you have any ideas on that? Because that is an epidemic out here today.
On how to combat what exactly?
Everybody say they want this relationship and it's great understanding and it's great connection, but once they get it sometimes, especially if it comes along with financial upward mobility, you're doing well, you're thriving right now, we tend to cheat. That's when we ask, is a marriage a business arrangement or is it based on love?
So let me ask you this. let's say we have a framework of love that is a business. Does that change the way we deal with infidelity?
A framework of love that is a business. I'm so confused right now. Break that down for a sister who don't understand.
Let's say you're married and y'all make a lot of money, because you say you're moving into upper class. If we're together and make a lot of money, and you're like Tristan Thompson, who got caught cheating on Khloe Kardashian, right? Mm-hmm. Tristan Thompson, the basketball player. And she's supposed to continue the marriage idea, right, with him. So in that aspect, when you look at love as a business, as a way to build wealth, to combine finances, to not make it emotional, because love is emotional. Mm-hmm. And it's irrational as well. So let's say I cheat on you and it's strictly based on love, then it's going to crumble. But you see someone like Tristan Thompson, shit, Cosby had. He been cheating for 50 years, apparently.
He didn't do that. They framed him.
He been cheating for 50 years, apparently. So, I mean, obviously, Clara Huxtable sees their relationship as more than just, oh, I love Bill. No,
his name is Camille.
It was Camille. It's obviously based on something more than love. At least their relationship, the way they had a framework in a relationship. So that's what I mean by.
I'm not surprised by women staying with wealthy men. I'm not surprised by that, and that is a commitment to money.
Okay.
All right. And if you build your relationship on objectives and goals of reaching and striving, going higher, and you guys are both cheating on each other, that's not a relationship. A marriage, I guess a marriage can be a business agreement.
It usually is. That's
I see a lot of that. They go get these little thoughts, these little diddy dot thoughts on the corner, and wifey ain't nothing like that. But she ain't nothing like little thought neither. So I don't know, man. I don't know what we gonna do.
I think if two people are, let's say we get to, and we're gonna address a few questions that I see in the comment section. Let's say she done pulled her number. No. Let's say two people are cheating on each other. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think before they start cheating on each other, and of course you can cheat with someone physically and emotionally. I think even before the two cheat on each other, they've already decided that they're kind of out of the relationship already, right? Especially if it's.
But if it lasts 20 more years after that.
Especially if it's a continual thing, this person who's making it a continual thing has kind of already decided they're checking out of the relationship already. They're just physically in a relationship, but they're not really emotionally and spiritually attached to the relationship.
So a relationship requires emotion and spirituality, all of this. Okay. I'm learning.
You silly man. Amy asked, is this before or after sex? Because I think sex changes things. During the courting phase, she asked. So,
do we have sex during? What is she saying? What I can't see. Let me get on.
I think she's asking.
We need some callers to call in.
Yeah, we're gonna type the number in the comment section so you guys can call in. Crystal says marriage is. You typing it in for me? Mm-hmm. We're gonna read a few more questions while Rashida sets up the phone line. We appreciate all the positive comments about the lighting. Crystal says marriage is a commitment and a decision. That's about it. You don't really fall in love until after you've been married for a while and you've learned to overcome the challenges and grow together. Then you fall in love. I don't believe we are in love at the beginning of marriage anymore. So Crystal is saying that you don't have to be in love to marry someone. So she's agreeing, at least this is how I'm reading about it. She's agreeing that marriage is a commitment and it's more of a business decision. And then through time, you fall in love with that person. What do you think about that? You think you have to be in love with someone before you marry them?
I do. People grow on you, but if you have love as a foundation already, then the growing is that much better. I don't know. I ain't never been married. So that's why this ain't a show about us giving you advice on none of your relationship. We're going to talk about it and discuss and figure this shit out together because I happen to like the idea of relationships, monogamous relationships. And I think that we're moving to polygamous point of view because we want to be little thoughts and hoes. That's what I think. That's just me though. I'm gonna let y'all call in and tell me what y'all think about it though.
Okay, Crystal says that I framed that question right. Crystal also said that it definitely changes things, especially if it's some good shiznit. That's the calling number right there.
Y'all copy that and keep sharing it. Y'all know my attention span is short. Who loved me enough to share it again? And y'all can call in anytime y'all want to, because we don't know what the hell to do about these damn relationships. I'm not in a relationship. The last time I had a relationship, I feel like what I feel is macho. Okay, first things first. I like a macho man. And it's not, you ain't got to be like Mr. T, walk around with your muscles showing and shit, talking about you pity the fool and all that type of shit. That's not what I'm talking about. I just like if I drive up and you hear a funny noise on my car, hey, let me look up under that trunk, under that hood, because I heard your carburetor had a glitch in it, whatever.
Whatever carburetors do.
Do we even have carburetors anymore? I don't know. But like if he comes in and my picture is not hung on my wall and he just, next thing I know, it's hung up. Or just, you heard what your mama told you to do. If you got kids, everybody ain't got children. But if you do, it's something about a macho man. But they got these pseudo GMO, generic macho men, and they got muscles and shit.
But what are they lacking?
We having some connection problems on Facebook, but YouTube doing just fine.
Yeah, YouTube is doing just fine.
How many watches we got on there?
None yet.
That's a damn shame, YouTube, but we love you anyway. We're going to keep talking until y'all find something good in what we say.
So kind of break down this idea of this fake macho man for me. What are some actions committed by them? Or what are they lacking to not be real? To not be the real man?
The last guy I seriously dated could hate you. But he wasn't man enough to either stay the fuck away from you or, tell you something good in passing. So he just, to me, endured a whole bunch of shit with a bunch of people he didn't even much like. Me, I was more man. I don't think I'm a man, y'all. But anyway, I'm more straightforward than that. If I don't like you, I'm going to stay the hell from around you. And if I like you, but you're doing shit that I don't like, I'm going to be woman enough to let you know.
Keep going for more shit.
Stuff. Yeah. We're going to keep going through the hard times because that's what a relationship is all about. Our relationship with the den is very important to us. And so, that's what we're going to do. We ready to take some calls because, hell, maybe y'all can help us. I'm single. Help me find a man.
I really want to comment on, so they said that Facebook said they can't see us right now.
Oh, I'm so mad.
If you end this video now, you'll be able to choose if you save or delete it.
Facebook tripping as they always
Facebook
do.
is tripping right now, but
that's why we always go to YouTube.
I do want to comment on what you said, because I do hear this often from women that they're dealing with toxic man that doesn't want to let go. You know what I mean? And instead of kind of manning up and ending the relationship, he kind of just continues the behavior that kind of just tears her apart, tears them apart, obviously.
We back, Facebook.
And we're talking about adjusting the relationships to our political and social realities and economic realities. And she made a great point that there's a lot of men who are like GMO guys that aren't really stepping up to the plate, and they're trying to how do you describe that they're lacking?
Faux macho
man.
You know, they already know we're attracted to a strong man, and so they have that facade. They do push-ups and they got muscles and shit. But when it comes time to really be that man and stand up and say, hey, this is what my family is going to do. Or, hey, I'm not answering my phone after 8 o'clock. Let's just say you are someone who is active in the community and you get calls to help in the community, but you also have a family. Charity begins at home and then spreads abroad. You can't go save the world and then your kids around here don't know up from down, and you know they gotta listen to what's these young rappers, young cuz,
Lil Baby,
Lil Baby, and them.
Yeah,
that's who they got to look up to.
To your point, you know, I think that you mentioned that a lot of men are in these bad relationships, and instead of manning up and ending the relationship, they kind of drag it on, and so they're not being clear.
And they say they're doing it for you. They lying when they talk about me, because I don't give a damn what you do. Just tell me what you're doing, and so I know what the fuck I'm doing.
I mean, that goes back to labels, though, and like standards. We don't want to have standards for dating. We kind of just want to do what we do. When I say we, I mean us as humans in general.
And we don't want to do it because we don't have great examples of that in our communities. We didn't have fathers in the household, a lot of us, many of us. We don't know what it's like to marry ourselves. Now, I see people marrying themselves to jobs and doing whatever it takes to build their credit up so they can get their car so the people can see them. I don't see a lot of us investing true time into another human being. And that's what we're trying to improve on, you know, because we all, at the end of the day, need companionship. We need somebody who understands us more than the rest. And I'm not against polygamy. I actually think in its rightful place, there is strength in that. Like right now, when there's an overabundance of women and there are lesser men because of mass incarceration and whatever else that we're up against that makes it lesser men in our community, it's a lot of women out here trying to do things on their own. And the rightful reason for polygamy is for men with enough money, men that are wealthy, to rescue these women. It ain't so they can have wild orgies and shit. Now, within your marriage, you married to a bunch of a harem full of bad bitches, and that's what y'all do late at night. That's y'all business. But that's not what it's for. I see too many freaks getting together and then passing that shit off as polygamy. You can be a freak. I'm not against freakism. That's not what I'm saying.
Sure.
All I'm saying is we need to stop adjusting truth to what we're going through, because our situation may only be temporary. And now we've spreaded this disease thinking throughout our generations, and it's not cool.
Ladies, have y'all ever had a man that instead of manning up and ending the relationship, he kind of dragged it on and made it worse and worse? Or he refused to kind of speak up and end the relationship, because that's a mark of not being a real man right there.
I ain't never been broke up with. Shit, I'm still with everybody.
No,
they never broke up with me.
Never broke up with you. Just kind of just
faded
away.
And try to fade back in sometime.
Yeah. So
depending on how you feel, whether you entertain them or not. But I ain't never been broke up with.
Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of the man. We got to step up. We got to speak up. We got to step up. You know. Oftentimes we try to fit inside this patriarchal model that they say we got to be in, and then we try to express it, and we fall short. And then we want to take on the role of being the patriarch, but then we don't want to man up and communicate clearly. You know, that's the issue. If you're going to be a patriarch, if you're going to be a leader, you got to take all of that. You got to taking out the trash, answering the door in the middle of the night, and you got to take speaking up and speaking clearly and being the leader that your son, your daughter, you want your wife to look up to and respect. You know, you can't just take one part. So I am speaking on behalf of the man. We do got to step up in that regard. We definitely do. You got any calls yet?
We haven't gotten any calls yet. Y'all need to call
in.
We need to talk about this. We need some more perspectives because I think he has a good point. I think men should be more straightforward, but I think that we would all be less trustworthy if we had, let's say, for instance, there was an overabundance of men and not enough women. I don't know how trustworthy I would be if I had several good men to choose from, and they all wanted my attention. That's got to be a hefty load.
Look, being a black man is hard work. I mean, there's so many beautiful black women around us that are doing the right things, got a head on their shoulders. Not all of them are crazy. Some are born crazy. Okay. Girl,
you need that nice mixture.
Crystal said that they out here.
Yeah, they out here.
Not all of them are crazy. Let's quit using that label too. But you know, there's a lot of great black women out here that are on their job. They're great nurturers, and they're great hustlers too in their own rights. I mean, there's all kind of women out here. Pick your flavor: thick, skinny, conscious, Christian little chick. I mean, freak, somebody that's celibate. I mean, there's all kind of black women out here.
We got Flavor Flav,
30.
The toothless guy on the corner.
You got Flavor Flav, the toothless guy on the corner.
Work at the gas station that won't let you leave without giving you his number.
The one that work at the gas station that won't let you leave. You got the young boy that's really just trying to slang. You got the 40-year-old who dress and act like the young boy. You got the professional one with the career who slang D everywhere.
Because he drives a nice.
Because he drives a decent car, and everyone around him don't drive it. And he got a good job, a good government job, and he's slanging D everywhere. And then you got Larry. You got old Larry.
Old Larry.
You got old Larry. Hey, where you at, Lily? You supposed to be calling in.
She said she had time a while ago. She ain't got time for our ass right now.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I don't know. I just texted her and told her to call back in, guys.
So, so we're trying to act out these roles in this structure that is not meant for us. And we need to realize that it's supposed to be a team sport.
If a man has never seen someone respect his mother, how much do we expect of him in a relationship?
I'm really glad you talked about that. And this is one of the questions. I think we talked about it before. How when we date, we should also date the person's family too. And I know you got a lot to say about that, but what I have to say is, if we're courting and then dating properly, we're supposed to already know that this person don't treat his mama right. We can't be surprised about this if we meet you, after cuffing season, and then I meet you in March, you go to the family reunion during the spring break, and you see that I'm cussing out and slapping my mama. And you're like, dang, you've been knowing him for 6-7 months. You don't know this nigga beat and slap his mama? Now, I'm not blaming any domestic abuse victim for being beat and not knowing someone's been beat.
Right.
But what I am saying is that we should know about someone's family. I should know if the woman I'm dating has a deep seated hatred for her father, and that maybe she was. No, I probably won't know about that, but I should know if she has a deep-seated hatred for her father. I should know if her brother is physically handicapped. You know, if she's saying she can't hang out with me all the time, and I don't even ask or even consider that she may have a physically handicapped brother, and I'm thinking like, why don't she never hang out with me? If she get a snappy attitude with me every time I ask her where she's at because she has a horrible abusive past relationship with her father, like all these things are supposed to be discussed about that make up a person that we don't even talk about. We just think someone is who they are in a vacuum, and we don't even consider everything else that came before them. So what do you think about dating the family when you actually meet somebody?
You need to know about the family that you associate yourself with. It's your man, y'all done courted, y'all done found out about one another. You need to know if grandmama and pappy and your mama was all drug kingpins in the 90s. I mean, you might still like them and you might still date them, but you need to know these types of things. So their capacity for going through or hearing about or experiencing certain things is going to be different from your parents who worked as a school teacher and a storekeeper to support the family. These kingpins going to have a whole different sense of reality and survival than your parents did. They may accept things that you may find unacceptable. You need to get to know the family. That's all about getting to know that person, even if they don't deal with their family much or often. That's something you need to know right now. Yeah, and you need to know why.
Like, I don't deal with my family. I ain't seen them in like 4 or 5 months. Like, oh, they live in Detroit? No, they live in like
the next block,
like down the street type stuff. He like, dang, you ain't seen your mama or your uncle or your auntie. You ain't been to none of the past 5, 6 family reunions. That's something you should know and take heed to. That's the sign, I think. Or what I see often, which is real crazy, and I have a lot of, I have more lady friends than guy friends. And what I see a lot is that y'all don't push or find out why a man hasn't seen 10 of his children or something. Like, if I'm dating a man or I meet a man and I learn he has 2 or 3 children and he says, well, I haven't seen them in like all year. Like, why? It's because you're not in a good relationship with baby mothers. It's because you don't care. It's because you don't have transportation to see them. What is it? But I think we should know what kind of relationships the people we date have with their immediate family and their kids.
Absolutely. Find out about these children. I'm one that's going to press and ask the question, but a lot of men, to answer what you just said, they preface it by saying, oh, the crazy bitch, she won't let me see my kids. So you don't ask because you know she's a crazy bitch. She won't let him see his kids. But watch that man. She may be a crazy bitch. There are crazy bitches. Indeed, there are. But like the little meme said, ask him what size his kids were. He can't tell you that. You might be dealing with a deadbeat. Most of the men that I know that are interested in seeing their kids will tell you, put me on child support. They're naive as well. But they want to see their kids. That's how bad they want to see their kids. So that's a good point that we need to make sure that we're on the right side of that. I know I had some issues dealing with trying to co-parent in those other dates and how they, you'll get those stepmoms who don't say anything. They know that that's not nothing to speak on. That's not their lane right there. And then you get those that listen to those, oh, she crazy stories, and they begin to feel empowered by them, and they speak on shit that they ain't got no business speaking on. And I've dealt with that. Stop speaking on shit you ain't got no business speaking on. And you need to know why he doesn't see his kids. If you've dated him over a substantial period of time and he's not actively in his children's life or actively angry about it and trying to pursue doing that, then you may have a deadbeat on your hands. And they are very clever creatures. Mm. They got a story for your ass if you're trying to hear it.
Now, Crystal made a comment saying that she doesn't deal with her own family. Mm. So I'm trying to figure out how has not dealing with your own family affected how you deal with your significant other's family? Because if he brings his family in the picture, let's say he's a real family man, how are you dealing with that?
As you know, them sisters and cousins is messy, girl. They gonna size you up from the rooter to the tutor and package you just like that. So.
To my men out here, and shout out to Bobby Muhammad for joining.
Hey, Bobby Muhammad, thank you for joining.
And if you're in Dallas, make sure y'all go to the Daily Phalanx. That's spelled the Daily, PHALANX. There you can find out all the local news and crime. It's an excellent resource if you live in the DFW Metroplex. So I definitely want to be sure we shout out the Daily Phalanx.
Yes, indeed. That's where I go to get my information.
We look past the hour. Crystal says, I'm actually really shy at first because I fear rejection from them and a direct effect. So yeah, I mean, I can imagine it has a direct effect. I can imagine. Now speaking to the fellas out here, you mentioned dating with kids. I don't have an issue dating a woman with kids per se. I know French, y'all.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, and it goes back to honesty, right? I don't mind. There's nothing wrong with a kid. Okay. It's definitely what comes with a kid. And obviously, if you have the kid and I don't have the kid, then I'm not ready to frame my life around having a kid, right? But I may be extremely interested in you as a person. But if I'm not ready to have my life framed around your little big head kid, then it's not going to happen. And we should just be honest about that. We should let people know, hey, I'm really feeling you. You don't look like you have 4 kids.
When
You're bad. Yeah, you don't look like you have 4 kids, Mom. As long as they're 5 years old enough. Chris says she loves the kids as long as they're over 5 years. Okay. You don't look like you have 4 kids, but I'm not ready to get in a relationship with someone who has 4 kids. See, I'm selfish and I require some attention and some loving, and you can't give me that, and that's okay. That is okay.
Just don't date him.
Just don't date me. Okay, that's it. But we should be honest about that. Don't lead nobody on about nothing else. Don't play catch with the boy one Saturday. No, I'm kidding.
He's looking for your ass every weekend.
He looking like, where is this? No, I mean, just to be honest about that.
He said he was gonna be bad.
Nah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being too selfish with kids. You don't have kids, so why should all of a sudden you have a switch that'll be like, okay, ready for kid? No. So man, we need to be honest about that. And if you're not ready to step up and be, a pseudo GMO daddy to the stepkids during that courting dating phase,
How do you date when you have kids? There are guys I've dated for years that still don't know my children personally. Like they may have seen them once. Hey, how you doing? That's Bob. Hey, y'all so cute. Speed Bob right on past my children now. I don't play by my children. So,
well, I mean,
is that the proper way to date with children? I think so. You don't need to meet my damn son if you're selfish and you need attention. I'm gonna give you attention when I can. Holler at you when I can. And if, you know, most guys will be honest enough with themselves to say, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship with a person with kids because it's not what I want. But
especially if it's a serious dating relationship. If it's something else, then it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't answer your question because I don't date people. Well, I've never gotten into a serious relationship with anybody with a kid. So I can't answer the question. How do you date with kids?
How do y'all date with kids? Y'all let y'all kids meet everybody? Mr. Bob, Mr. Patrick, Mr. Sam, Mr. Joe?
Now, I can say how I've dated. Now, I have met the kids each time. I did meet the kids each time. Yeah, bad. What's up, y'all? You know, bad. The kids love bad. You know, which might be a gift or a curse.
Okay.
Nah, but I don't know. I can't answer that question. I hope somebody can chime in and let us know. And
so definitely in speaking about Black love and dating in the midst of crisis, financial crisis, social crisis, economic, I said economic, what's the other one?
Political, social, economic.
Political.
We got us another listener, a viewer on YouTube. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Hey, sweetie. Thanks for joining in. Thank you for your support. We're talking about Black love.
She asked.
We're trying to promote proper communication. What did I ask? Because I don't even know.
Cassandra asked, how long does it take for me to meet the family?
See, I was on and popping back in my day, and I met families fairly quickly. Now, as I'm trying to date in the 2018s and shit like that, in the 99s and the 2000s, I had it good. But in the 2018s and shit, they don't want you to meet their family. They don't want to talk. They don't want to tell the truth when they do talk. But let me think, what's a fair time to meet the family?
I'm responding.
I don't know.
I posted a YouTube link on the Facebook feed, and I'm responding to Cassandra. She asked, how long does it take to meet the family? I put in the YouTube feed, I put 3 months, within 3 months.
Couple months. Yeah, you know.
It shouldn't be no more than 3 months.
You like this person after 3 months, well, something wrong. Dated for 3 months and you don't really like them.
And that's the courting, right? When you get to know them and you take them out a few times and y'all go out. I mean, let's say you go out once every 2 weeks. You know, that's at least 6 dates. Yeah, right? 2, 4. Yeah, that's at least 6 dates and outings that you have before you meet somebody. So if I take you to Olive Garden 6 times in a row, and we go to the movies once, and it's the 3rd month, I mean, damn, how many times I got to take you out?
What you mean, how many times? What does that mean? Is that a financial statement or a statement of meeting family?
Meeting family.
Oh. I'm
referring to meeting family.
Right.
Okay.
I agree then.
Cassandra says she hears us well, and the lighting and video is good.
Thank you for that, Cassandra, because I don't know what the hell going on. This is our part-time production. Hey, he shaved all this off so he come on and be clean-faced for us this week.
You know, it's weird.
I hope Lily called back in, man. She's at a fashion show, y'all, and she probably mad because we didn't answer that phone when she first called. But we had just got started.
Sade says that she is selfish. See, that's what we need, some honesty.
That's what we need.
She said she's
that mofo is honest. What she say?
She said, well, a lot of men say they want honesty, and then you give it to them, and then they disappear. She says, she says that she's too selfish, and she would not marry a man on child support because I don't believe in it, and she believes you can take care of a man without a third party. Gino says that's an important subject. Everyone would think differently. But what is a woman's expectations regarding dating and kids? He says that he defers to the woman and gets as close to her kids as she'll let him and treat him as much as my own as she'll let me. And
you got a good head on your shoulders.
See, I hear that from a lot of men, though. I hear this from a lot of men who will say, if I date a woman with kids, I'm going to treat her as my own. I mean, but for some reason, we get this label and this whole blanket thrown at us that we don't mess with nobody, no kids. No, you have dudes that will.
Stepdaddies is the best daddies. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all men, some of y'all men will go take care of other folks' children way better than they take care of their own.
See,
and that's just a fact. I don't male bash. I love y'all too much to bash you. I had 2 boys from my womb. So I love the men.
Her own womb, y'all. Nobody else. In there. Like, I hear a lot of men say that if I date a woman, like you either have men that won't date a woman with kids, you have one that will and does poorly, and you have one that will and does an awesome job. I mean, I'm sorry that you dealt with some bad situations, but 2018 is a year of stopping all that craziness. You can't be talking crazy like that. We stopping all that in 2018.
What is our solution for communication? We lie a lot. We never broke.
We still together.
We lie about so much. How can we be more honest? I think that the best way to be more honest is to be more honest. That's what I think. That's just me, though. And I'm not always, super honest. I don't always carry my cake with me. Sometimes it's hard to tell Flavor Flav I don't like him like that because I know he probably gets it a lot, I'm not toying with him while I'm talking to him. I feel like I may be building him up, and that's a weakness that I have. I got to be able to say straight up, hey, you cool as shit, but you ain't for me. Flavor and them can't take that all the time, though.
Flavor and them.
But what I do get is after...
And his homeboy Larry.
Old Larry and Flavor and them, they sit and they talk all day about that BS,
No, I think we're gonna make some really good. My bad, y'all. I think we're gonna make some really good headway, and we're getting some really good traction on YouTube. Thanks to everybody who's on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you share, subscribe. We're trying to get 1 million subscribers before the end of the summer. That should be nothing.
Are we getting ready to end this shit?
Yeah, we're getting to end it. I guess no one's going to call in. We are at 1 hour and 23 minutes. We told y'all it's going to be a little longer. If nobody calls in, we're going to end it at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we got 7 more minutes.
So I just want to tell y'all, this is my summary of what we discussed. Think before you thug. That means before you get into a relationship with someone, define in your own mind. You don't have to tell anybody what you want and behave yourself accordingly. Be honest with yourself first, and then you can be honest with everybody else. Out here hustling draws, gonna get you a bunch of diseases, a bunch of heartache, and a bunch of busted ass motherfucking car windows and slashed tires. And that goes for both sexes. I've never busted a window or slashed a tire, but I've had both done to me. That's how much we're changing in society today. But we need to be more honest. We need to decide if we're a society that believes in marriage. And if we do, we have to decide what is priority within a marriage. If I'm dating somebody and I believe in marriage, do I date them differently? I think you do. If you don't believe in marriage, wear that shit on a hat. Put that shit on your shirt. Live it, breathe it. I'm at a loss for words sometimes, but damn it, I think I carry a lot of truth with me. So, I don't know. Living your truth. I want to tell y'all, man, we used to have fun on our dates. We used to go to carnivals and amusement parks and shit. It's not that expensive. Our objective was to have fun. Now, we already have preconceived notions, and we operate based on that. And so that's how we sabotage shit before it even gets started. I want to encourage honesty. I want you to go out there and have some motherfucking fun. Like, there's nothing like combining the male and female energy and just getting high off that shit. You can get high off that shit, man. It's nothing like expecting no more than you know of that person, if that makes any sense. Love a person for who they are and observe who you claim to love. Sometimes we don't speak up like we're supposed to when we're nervous or we hurt or we afraid or we fear confrontation or whatever. If you study your mate, you'll know that about them. But I don't know, I'm rambling and I'm not even in a relationship. That's why we didn't call that. We gonna tell y'all what to do in y'all relationships because we don't know what the fuck you need to do within your relationship. All we know is we need to have better quality relationships. If you just a thought and that's what you offer, be honest, male or female.
Yeah, I think this is the only way we can make headway is by actually discussing it and being honest and talk about expectations, from off the bat. It should be off the bat, honesty, expectations. You don't have to rush into commitment like Gino said. Mm-hmm. Gino said we get scared when we get rushed into commitment. But we should be honest about what we want in the relationship, whether it's going to be a long-term or a fixed purpose relationship. I think the biggest lesson I took away today was honesty and clarity. Honesty about intentions, clarity about intentions.
What if honesty means it's over?
Sometimes that's the healthiest thing. Sometimes concluding a relationship is the healthiest thing for both parties.
You have to be mature to do that, though. So maturity is high on the priority list as well.
Absolutely. We got about 2 more minutes. My final point is that, man, let's try not to force ourselves to be in the structure that people say we're supposed to be in. We are our own people, and we can't operate under the same guidelines and instructions as the dominant society. We got to do our own thing. We got to see what's most beneficial for our family, for our own mental health, and for our household and our community. And if that means, getting with a woman and being faithful to her and reproducing 20,000 times, and Crystal City, she said, is she asking too much for a private jet? Nah. I mean, we just did like a whole episode about how much money we got. So, that shouldn't be an issue. That
shit from whatever's in the dumpster outside the science.
Yeah, you gotta be creative,
Museum, I don't know. Science lab at the college.
Yeah. So come on, man. Let's step up. Let's do what we got to do, and let's be honest. Our women are dying for us to be honest and to communicate with them. So let's step up and do it. You got any call to actions for the women's out there?
Hold out on they motherfucking ass. Hold out.
This nigga crazy.
If we set a fucking standard, they gonna have to follow through if they want what we got. What do you have? Is it worthy of someone investing time and energy into it? Make sure you have something worthy of someone investing energy and time into it, and make his ass invest energy and time into it. And sit by yourself like Sheeta May if they don't. you're going to have to sit by yourself.
The Dan. We got the Mans in the Dan, y'all. This is another awesome episode. Make sure you check out the Facebook, the Dan. YouTube. All you got to do is YouTube, the Dan Dallas. That's all you do. We'll pop up. Share.
Subscribe. We love you, man. And we're going to keep talking about this shit until we all learn something. We don't know shit. Y'all got to call in and F with us. Lily, we love you. We sorry we didn't answer at the very beginning, but we had to get everything framed properly and put into context. We love all of you guys. Sade, thank you so much for being in the comments.
4 p.m. 4 p.m. Central next week, Sunday.
We do not own the rights to this goddamn music.
No, we do not. The name of the Facebook, Cassandra's asking us on YouTube. The name of the Facebook is The Den. And we have a
We love you, Cassandra. You're faithful.
We have a lion head on it. And we'll be sure to post the Facebook group link in the description, won't we?
Absolutely.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Y'all gonna vibe out with us for a couple minutes? Ooh. We need some clean version. Y'all gonna vibe out with us for a second?